So Bethesda just released a new update for Starfield, which brings a ton of bug fixes and improvements, but most importantly it brings 60 frames per second mode to Xbox Series X. So let's give it a try. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to show you Starfield running at 60 frames per second on Xbox Series X. And that's all thanks to the latest update, which is available already. But before I do that, let me show you the settings, new settings. There's a couple of them right now. So first off, there's a frame rate target and you can choose between 30 and 60. I mean, nobody really wants to play at 30, so let's stick to 60. But on top of that, there's performance and visual mode. So let's stick to performance mode for now, because I think it actually looks really good. Let's actually get rid of film grain. I don't like it. I mean, it's up to you. You can keep it. Motion blur at 60 frames per second is not needed, so I will turn it off. And depth of field I will leave on. So yeah, so this is Starfield running on Xbox Series X in performance mode and 60 frames per second. And I'm on that Aquila city, Aquila planet over here. So I really wanted to test it in like a crowded environments and more dense. And I will tell you straight away, it's not locked 60 frames per second for sure. I did notice some frame rate drops here and there, but that's nothing really major, right? So it's not anything huge. Okay, so now over here, and I guess it all depends on where you are, but like going through this section, I just had like a little bit of stutter too here. Oh yeah, this is a new playthrough, so I will have to go through that conversation real quick. So yeah, I'll just try to skip it as fast as possible. Okay, there you go. So let's enter the city, because this city is actually quite demanding, and as you can see, once you enter it, it's actually running pretty good, right? There's actually quite a lot of people here. We will actually go to some other cities. Okay, so now we've got some frame drops over here. So it's not perfect, that's for sure, but it's much better than 30. And also, I would recommend enabling VRR. So as you can see, it's not stable 60 frames per second for sure. And I think this city was the most demanding, even on PC, I guess. So I've played a little bit of I did after the update dropped, and I actually did test some other cities. And for example, like that big city, Atlantis City, I think it's called, it runs much better, right? So but genuinely speaking, it's so much better experience, and I would imagine that they will kind of still be updating that game, improving performance here and there and stuff. So who knows, maybe in 2 years time it will be locked 60. But genuinely speaking, it's such a better experience. Now I really wanted to quickly address something real quick, because initially when I heard that they will be delivering that 60 frames per second mode on Xbox Series X, I was afraid that this would compromise. Oh, that's a big of a drop here. I was afraid that this would compromise the resolution and image quality, but graphics looks really sharp. And to be honest with you, like they are using FSR, of course, But whatever they did, whatever, I don't know what kind of filters they are using right now, the game looks much smoother, right? Not necessarily sharper per se, but there was a lot of artifacts and everything, right? Aliasing and stuff. I mean, it's pretty much gone for the most part, right? I mean, not completely, but you know, the game looks so great. Okay, so let's switch to visual mode for a moment, and still let's keep 60. So the image quality gets better, but unfortunately the frame rate is going to take a even bigger hit, that's for sure. So I guess this is probably for future consoles. So I would imagine these kind of like, although it's actually running pretty good, it's not 60, but I would imagine that kind of settings, and I actually have nothing against them, because I think that kind of settings allowing you for 60 unlock frame rate and visuals, I think it's more for backwards compatibility. So whenever new console arrives, a new Xbox, well, this game will be 4K 60 frames per second on that new console, right? So that's visual mode running on Xbox Series X at 60 frames per second. As you can see, there's quite a lot of frame drops in visual mode, way more than in performance mode. And so genuinely speaking right now, when it comes to Xbox Series X, I would recommend performance mode because it looks good, really looks good. That's my ship, and it's so much smoother. Okay, so you know what, let's actually change the location. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, there's maps available now finally, so we can actually find things, locations way easier. So this city is actually not that big, but it's actually quite populated, I guess, and dense. So anyway, let's move and let's go Alpha Centauri. Jemison. Yeah, let's go to the city straight away. The lodge. Fine for me. Less loading. They didn't really improve loading speeds, I'm afraid. So yeah, I mean, especially when you are loading the game for the first time, it takes a while, and then those loading screens are a bit annoying. But yeah, that's Starfield for you. Okay, so we are still in quality mode, visual mode, and this is Atlantis, I think it's called, and it's 60. So that Aquila city, I think, is the most demanding one, and we're still in visual mode. I mean, you can see that like I'm getting frame drops now, but I'm still in visual mode. So I mean, the game looks really good. I remember, like, especially in this city, there was so much shimmering, so much artifacting. It's crazy. I don't know, I've got a feeling that they actually improved graphics a little bit, like at least image quality. But let's check performance mode. Yeah, you can see that now the image quality is a bit softer, if you know what I mean. It's not as crisp, but there's a little bit of more shimmering, but it still looks good. But we're still kind of getting some frame drops. So yeah, looks like even in performance mode in this game, in this location, it's not going to be a super smooth experience. So yeah, listen, yeah, looks like they still got some work to do. It's 60 frames per second. Not all the time. You can see there's like frame drops and stutters. But if I were to choose between locked 30 and this, I would go with this. And I know for a fact that I'll be playing more of Starfield in the future. So especially when Shattered Space comes out. And it also depends, because obviously I've chosen like the more demanding guest locations in this game. There's you know, obviously when you go to a planet or something, you know what, last test, let's visit Mars. I mean, we can visit Earth too, but it's just a rock now in this game, at least. So this is Earth. That's where's Mars? That's Mars. No, that's Venus. Where's Mars? Deimos, Mars. Yeah, Cydonia. Can't speak today. So let's check that place, and I think it's less demanding because it's less populated. It's just mainly desert and stuff. There's a base there, so I'm curious how that's going to look like and run. Yeah, it's much better experience now. So see, it's all depends on the location. It's nice and smooth. So yeah, Atlantis City and that Akira City, I think, are two most demanding kind of locations. You know, but I still would hope that they going to improve it, right? I still hope they will. So let's actually check the base, and it's quite populated. I mean, the base. Yeah, but the image quality is actually so much better. Now, of course, if you enable VRR, you know, the experience is going to be even better. So,
keep a lookout. Notify
you know,
if you see anything suspicious.
yeah, nice and smooth. So listen, guys, this is Starfield running on Xbox Series X with the latest update installed. It offers 60 frames per second. It's not locked 60. It runs 60 for the most part, but in more demanding locations like Akira City or Atlantis, you will have some frame drops. But you know, generally speaking, it's so much better experience than it was before anyway. So, and especially if you turn on VRR, I've got it disabled because obviously I want to test this game and, you know, tell you how it feels without it. The good news is that they actually, I feel like they improved image quality. Not graphics per se, but image quality. Like there's less artifacting. You know, I presume they are using FSR3 now, so maybe that's why it looks so good now. So anyway, guys, that's Starfield on Xbox Series X. 60 frames per second mode is available now. Give it a try now and play Starfield because it's a great game. So anyway, guys, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about it, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.